Hi, my SQL book reviewers. I'm going to share with you this book. It's not you, it's The Workplace by Andrea Kramer and Alton Harris. It's a woman's conflict at work and the bias that's built in it. You can find the book on Amazon. And the reason I needed to share this, especially with you today, it's a book centered around also, my life, my career life, how it started from 2012 to where I currently am now in 2025. I didn't realize how much I had internalized the quiet, confusing struggles of working in modern professional spaces. Let me just give you a background. I've been in the consulting industry for a good 7 years with different audit firms, medium, big sized audit firms, before I ventured into my own audit practice. I in the middle of it all, I when I got to read this book, I believed the discomfort of my experiences, that they were so personal, that maybe I wasn't assertive enough, that I was too sensitive, maybe that I needed to work harder, blend in more, talk less, or talk more, have an accent that is less African, but getting to read this book, it felt like someone finally pulling me on the side and saying to me, it's not you, Gemi. You're not broken. The system is. Andrea and Alton, the authors, they don't just talk about gender disparities in the workplace. They strip away the polite, politically correct layers and lay bare the deep-rooted cultural norms, hidden biases, and structural traps that create friction between women and more broadly between anyone trying to navigate the professional corporate hierarchies. It made me pause and think of so many conversations I've had, the subtle dismissals at work, the professional rivalries that felt like personal attacks, and the self-doubt that crept in when I thought maybe I'm the problem. So one, women aren't naturally supportive of other women. Workplaces are designed to pit them against each other. The myth of the mean girl or queen bee boss isn't as natural as this pop culture suggests. Often women are placed in environments where power is scarce and competition is high, and this breeds tension, not nature but to nurture the woman. Gender bias is baked into the system, not into individual relationships. So it's easy to believe that success is purely merit based, but this book shows you how the systemic bias quietly shapes who is seen, who is heard and promoted in the workplace. It's not about individual failure, it's just how the institution has been designed. Workplaces reward masculine coded behaviors, but they punish women for displaying them. Being assertive, being decisive, ambitious, These are qualities that are praised in men, but often criticized in women as aggressive or cold or being difficult. So learning this helped me also to understand that I wasn't being too much, that I was just bumping into an invisible double standard. Then, real inclusion is impossible without self-awareness and collective action. So it shows this book shows you how, both individual women in leadership must recognize and name workplace bias before any real change happens. Call out a spade as it is. So being nice or supportive isn't enough. For change to occur, it requires structure, it requires policies, and holding people accountable. Tokenism isolates women and fractures relationships. Right? When a workplace only allows space for one or two women in leadership, it forces a toxic game of survival rather than solidarity. I realize this problem isn't just women failing to support each other. It's scarcity that makes collaboration feels risky. And I know businesswomen in audit firms currently have realized this. We now have forums and high tea campaigns for women only, because now they are starting to support each other and collaborating as a safe space for women to be groomed and promote them into higher positions. So cross-gender misunderstandings are rooted in social conditioning, not intention. Men and women are forced, they are often raised to communicate and compete differently, and those habits spill into professional life, right? So this book made me a bit more compassionate, not just toward myself, but towards others that are trapped in the same broken communication loop. Mentorship is essential. It's essential because it's the antidote to competition amongst us. So when women and men intentionally build networks of mentorship rather than competition, workplaces then become more human. So you must know that supporting someone else's dream, it's never diminishing of your own dreams. It actually multiplies it. That person becomes your ally. The workplace doesn't define your worth, you do. One of the most freeing lessons was realizing that a toxic environment says nothing about your value or your potential. Systems can fail you, right? But you are not a failure. You are enough, even if the workplace hasn't caught up with that yet. Remember, systems are people, so they may not have caught up with it yet. Your self-esteem matters. So in summary, reading this book felt like someone handing back my voice after years of whispering, hey Mara, why gotta, in that year of my professional life, I wasn't doing well. Why was I judged so harshly? It reminded me that it wasn't the personal growth, it was leading me to the position that I'm in now. And it's so crucial, to change the experience. It's crucial to come to the party and the economy and say, these certain steps or ways of recruiting steps of um, performance appraisal systems, steps of, whatever that you went through that you feel there's a gap for improvement in. Go back, create the change. Create the change. If it's not in the system, create the change in you. And if you've ever felt out of place, second guessed your abilities, or wrestled with workplace politics that seemed impossible to navigate, reading this book could help you, because it will speak with you in the elements that you have maybe found yourself before or are currently facing. You're not the problem, the system is, and naming that truth is where the real change begins. Please catch another session of SQR book reviews. I needed to share this with you, and yeah, I think the next one will be a more light-hearted book where we can just look into ourselves and motivate. Thank you, and remember to subscribe and share with other book readers.